Welcome to Standard Voice News Channel. I am Samira Ibrahim with today's bulletin, but first the major headlines. Governor Bello Matawalle has commiserated with the communities recently attacked by bandits. Zamfara State Speaker urges for assembly staff to be dedicated. Nigerian Air Force graduates 676 to meet contemporary security needs in the country. On business, Sarab asks federal government to disclose details of planned 729 billion naira payments to 24.3 million Nigerians. On international scene, Russia accuses US of meddling after arrest of 3,500 protesters. On sports, Bayern's Neuer set new Bundesliga record for most clean sheets. Now the news in details. As part of efforts to overcome the security challenges in Zamfara State, the State Governor Bello Muhammad Matawalle Maradun has visited some towns and villages in Maradun, Maru and Kauran the local government areas respectively. The governor, who visited Ashalahiya in Kanoma, Jambako in Maradun and Kauran towns to commiserate with the people of the three local governments over the recent attack on them, as well as the attack on the emir of Kauran convoy on his way to Zamfara from Funtua, expressed sadness over the incident. Similarly, Governor Bello Matawalle has reaffirmed his administration's determination to overcome the security challenges bedeviling the state. For more details on the story, Rahma Ibrahim Dosara reports.
The governor, while visiting Ashalahiya in Kanoma district, said all the refugees will be repatriated back home and attach them with security agents until normalcy is returned and food items have been provided to them and some logistics. Governor Matawalle vowed to provide more security to all the affected areas as well as the state in general. Responding, the traditional rulers of all the affected areas thanked the governor for the visit and his concern over the attack. Prayers were offered in all the places visited for peace and unity in Zamfara State at large. Still on the bandits, Governor Bello Matawalle has vowed to execute death penalty against any bandits that refuses to accept the peace dialogue and reconciliation program of the state government. He further called on the communities to live peacefully with the host Fulani communities and banned them from tracking bandits to kill in the name of local vigilance, to avoid reprisal attack, but directed them to protect their towns in case of any sudden attack before the arrival of the security agencies. The governor further directed all traditional rulers in the state that are not staying with their communities to relocate to their domain and stay with their communities in order to ensure the protection of lives and properties and report any possible threat for quick response of the security agencies. The governor donated cash to the victims of Jambako attack and the convoy of the emir of Kauran Namoda, Alhaji Sanusi Muhammad Asha, at his place in Kauran Namoda, who was attacked on his way from Zaria to Funtua, where 8 people were killed. The governor further assured the readiness of his administration to provide enough security to protect lives and properties of his citizens as all the security personnel. Traditional rulers and Islamic scholars in the state are committed to his peace deal and reconciliation program. Also speaking, the Emir of Maradun, Alhaji Muhammad Garba Tambari, commended the effort of the state governor and assured his emirate support to the state peace deal. The Emir of Maru, Alhaji Muhammad Maigari, who spoke on behalf of the affected communities, confirmed the killing of 35 people on the attack and called for urgent support. The affected communities are Ashalahiya, Dusingari, Rayau, Dalli, Mahuta and Munkuru villages of Kanoma district of Maru Emirate. That has been the reports. Rahma Ibrahim Dosara reporting for SVTV News Gusau.
Following a condolence and assessment visit of Governor Bello Muhammad Matawalle on Saturday, 23 January 2021 to Kanoma and Jambako district of Maru and Maradu local government areas over the recent attacks on some villages and communities of the 2 local government areas, and the assurance to return all IDPs back to their respective communities, as well as to deploy adequate security operatives to safeguard their security and safety. The Commissioner of Police, Zamfara State Police Command Abu Tuyaru, in his prompt response, has established 2 police outposts in Kanuma and Jambako districts and posted adequate number of joint conventional police operatives and indigenous members of special constabulary to take over the security architecture and restore public safety and security of the affected areas. The Commissioner of Police further created additional pin-down point at Amumo village along Koloni Faru Road. The pin-down point was adequately equipped with joint security operatives that include police mobile personnel from 78 PMF Maradon, police operatives attached to Federal Highway Patrol and Civil Defense operations. Governor Bello Muhammad Matawallan Maradon has inspected the ongoing construction works of Gusau Township roads awarded by his administration. The governor, who inspected Tashar Magami, Erdansi Road, Fira da Kwatli, Chochin Kwano, and Unguwar Yarima Road, expressed satisfaction with the quality and progress of work. Governor Matawalli ordered the company handling the construction work of Gusau Township roads, NBHH, to ensure completion of all roads in the next 3 months. He also called on the people of the state to avoid erecting structures on waterways in order to prevent damages during rainy season. The governor further reiterated his administration's resolve in providing more social amenities to the state's electorate, which include the provision of good roads both at rural and urban areas. During the inspection visit, the Commissioner of Works and Transport, Builder Ibrahim Mayana, told the governor that all the Gusau Township roads have reached advanced stage of completion and assured that some will be completed in February. The Speaker, Zamfara State House of Assembly, Alhaji Nasiru Ma'azu Magaria, has urged the legislative workers to rededicate themselves to their duties as the Assembly leadership will not condole in display. Alhaji Magaria gave the advice on Friday in Gusau at a reception organized in his honor by the Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria, Zamfara State Chapter. The Speaker commended the foresight of the union's leaders for organizing the reception, aimed at fostering unity between the leadership and House workers, pointing out that it is a welcome development and believed that more result-oriented civil servants are needed in the House now than in the past. He called on the workers to be dedicated and professional in the discharge of their responsibilities and assignments, as the leadership will not tolerate laxity, late coming or early departure from office. He assured the staff of his continuous support and assistance. Meanwhile, the Speaker hosted the new sector commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Alhaji Idris Fika, who paid him a courtesy visit. Following the decision of Federal University Gusau Senate to resume academic activities on 25th January 2021, students are expected to use from Monday 25th January 2021 to Monday 1st February 2021 to update their records. All students are to log into their profiles and register all their courses for the session they are resuming. Students from level 200 to 400 can do their course registration by themselves, while those in level 100 are to visit ICT for their records update. The record update is very important to the student resumption, and no student will be issued examination card or be allowed entry into examination hall without updating his or her record. It should be noted that there will be no room after the elapsing of the 1 week provided by the university for all students to update their records. The Zamfara State Directorate of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development on Sunday donated relief items to victims of fire outbreak at the state-owned College of Education, Maru. It could be recalled that the fire outbreak, which occurred in December 2020, has destroyed the female hostel of the college. Presenting the items to the victims on Sunday, the Special Advisor to Governor Bello Matawalli on the directorate, Hajia Faik Ahmad, said the donation comprised food and non-food items. Each of the affected students will receive a 10-kilogram bag of rice, 2 cartons of Indomie noodles, mattress, mat, bucket, plate, mosquito nets, detergent and soap. While commending the directorate for the gesture, the special advisor to the governor on higher education, Alhaji Abdullahi Gurbin Ore, appealed to the students to ensure they took precautionary measures that will guard against a reoccurrence. On his part, the provost of the college, Dr. Ibrahim Abdullahi, commended the governor for providing assistance to the 85 affected students. President Muhammad Buhari has approved the appointment of Alhaji Balarabe Shehu Kakale, member representing Bodinga, Dengishuni and Tureta Federal Constituency, into the Alternate School Program National Steering Committee. This was contained in a letter signed by the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Bashir Noor Al-Kali. The committee is to look into the ways of providing teaching and feeding to the children in non-formal, non-conventional schools, including Makarantun Allo, Almajiri schools, in order to ensure more social inclusion in the educational system as envisaged by the federal government. President Muhammad Buhari is expected to inaugurate the committee on Tuesday, 26 January 2021 at the Council Chambers of the Presidential Villa, Abuja. The Nigerian Air Force has graduated 676 personnel in an effort to improve operations. The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Abubakar Sadiq, gave the figure at the Regiment Training Center, Kaduna, on Saturday. He said the NAV will continue to recruit and train more personnel to boost air operations across the country. Report says that the 676 personnel include basic regiment officers, regimental sergeant majors, force protection in complex air and ground environment, as well as the basic and advanced regiment airmen, airwomen. Air Marshal Sadiq assured that NAV will continue to pursue the improvement of force protection capabilities of personnel to meet the country's defense requirements. This has necessitated the drive for massive recruitment and training of regiment personnel to complement Nigerian Air Force air operations across various theaters. The All Progressives Congress (APC) has postponed its proposed nationwide membership registration revalidation exercise initially scheduled for Monday. The announcement was contained in a statement titled Notice, signed by the Secretary to the Caretaker National Convention Planning Committee of the party, Senator John Apanu, in Abuja on Saturday. The caretaker chairman apologized to all members on the postponement of the proposed All Progressives Congress Party registration, which was scheduled to take place on Monday, 25th January 2021, now put on hold till further notice to be declared by the state chairman. He implored all members and stakeholders, well-wishers and lovers willing to join the party to put on hold till directives comes from above. Over 250 owners of small businesses in Pune local government area of Yobe State have benefited from Buni Gubana Foundation. The beneficiaries were each given 5 to 10,000 naira to improve their businesses. The beneficiaries expressed gratitude for the gesture, which they said will go a long way in boosting their businesses. Alhaji Chiro Mabuba Mashu, who launched the distribution, and joined the beneficiaries to make good use of the assistance given to them. A Kano non-governmental organization, which is assisting vulnerable children, has graduated 36 orphans that were trained on various skills acquisitions. The trade include makeup training, carpentry, sewing and netting, among others. The training given to them was to enable them to fend for themselves and become useful members of the society. The proprietor of the NGO, Habarista Fatima, enjoined the beneficiaries to make use of what they learnt during the training and strive to become useful in the society. The chairman, Chief Executive of United Project Consultancy and Media Services Limited, proprietor of Standard Voice Television and Radio, Standard Voice Newspaper, Standard Voice Newspaper Online and Standard Voice Magazine, Alhaji Ibrahim Dusara, Kakakin Maradun, once the Chief Imam of Dusara First Juma'at Mosque, Alhaji Rabi'u Dusara, who died on Sunday, January 24th, at his residence in Dusara after a protracted illness. A father and a teacher to Kakakin Maradun, Alhaji Rabi'u died at the age of 98. The late Chief Imam was the first Arabic teacher of Dusara Primary School. Among his pupils are Ibrahim Dusara, Kakakin Maradun, Honorable Faruk Musa Dusara, the House Leader Zamfara State House of Assembly, and the District Head of Dusara, Alhaji Yusha O.M. Salihu. May his soul rest in peace. Amen. Let me quickly take you to our business desk for the business update.
Welcome to Business Desk. Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has asked the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadia Umar Farouk, to publish details of the proposed payment of 729 billion naira to 24.3 million Nigerians for 6 months. The non-governmental organization also wants the minister to provide details about the mechanisms and logistics for the payment, list of beneficiaries, how they have been selected, projected payment per state, and whether the payment will be paid in cash, through bank verification numbers, or other means. SRAP's request follows the announcement by the minister last week that the federal government would pay about 24.3 million poor Nigerians 5,000 naira each for a period of 6 months. She had disclosed the plan at the inauguration of the federal government emergency intervention database for the urban poor, saying the payment would serve as a cushion for those further impoverished by the COVID-19 pandemic. And that's all on Standard Voice Business Update. I am Musa Joy Onyoda. Back to the newsroom.
Thank you, Musa Joy. And on the international scene, the Kremlin on Sunday accused the United States of interfering in Russia's domestic affairs and downplayed the scale of the weekend's protest, when tens of thousands rallied in support of jailed opposition politician Alexei Navalny. More than 3,500 demonstrators were detained in protests across the country on Saturday, with several injured in clashes with police in Moscow, following Navalny's call to rally against President Vladimir Putin's 20-year rule. The West has widely condemned the harsh tactics used against demonstrators, with French Foreign Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian saying Sunday the mass arrest of protesters was an intolerable affront and a sledge towards authoritarianism. European Union Foreign Policy Chief Joseph Borrell has said that the bloc will discuss next steps on Monday. Putin spokesman Dmitry Peskov on Sunday accused the U.S. Embassy of interfering in Russia's domestic affairs after the mission distributed a demonstration alert to U.S. citizens in Russia recommending they avoid protests. And on sports, over to Abu Sufyan Abubakar.
Hello, welcome to Standard Voice Television Sports Room. I am Abu Sufyan Abubakar, and as usual, I bring the sports updates. Bayern Munich goalkeeper Manuel Neuer set the new Bundesliga record with his 197 clean sheet of his career in the German top flight as the league leaders thrashed Schalke 0-4 on Sunday. The 34-year-old voted Svtv best goalkeeper of 2020, bettered the previous record set by former Bayern and Germany goalkeeper Oliver Kahn. Kahn needed 557 Bundesliga matches to reach that feat, while Manuel Neuer surpassed that record in 423 league games for the Bavarians and the former club Schalke 04. On Sunday, Manuel Neuer pulled off saves to deny Mark Uth and Stuart Sather in Gaslancher. Neuer added that he hopes Schalke will avoid relegation, having come through the academy rank before joining Bayern Munich in the year 2011. And that's all we have on sports today. Back to the newsroom.
Thank you, Sofian. That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. Governor Bello Matawale has commiserated with the communities recently attacked by bandits. Zamfara State Speaker urges Assembly staff to be dedicated. Nigerian Air Force graduates 676 to meet contemporary security needs in the country. On business, Sarab asks federal government to disclose details of planned 729 billion naira payment to 24.3 million Nigerians. On international scene, Russia accuses US of meddling after arrest of 3,500 protesters. On sports, Bayern's Neuer set new Bundesliga record for most clean sheets. That's the news on behalf of the production crew, Head of News and Current Affairs Department, Ibrahim Garabatuno. I am Samira Ibrahim, wishing you a pleasant day. Keep watching Standard Voice Television News. Goodbye.